Hi, and welcome back to Building Better Relationships in Construction. I'm Alex. Super glad you're with us for episode number 12, entitled Responding When Attacked, The Power of Disarming. Big one today.
And I'm Sabrina. Hey everyone. Today we're digging deeper into a chapter from the book Building Better Relationships by Paul Schwinghammer about what to do when you feel attacked. This is really practical for builders, remodelers, site managers, subs, suppliers, anyone who's around stressed people and tight timelines.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the book calls this the power of disarming.
Not like removing someone's tool belt, but emotionally disarming.
When someone lashes out, homeowner, supplier, employee, your knee-jerk might be to snap back, to justify, or to shut down. Paul encourages a different approach: calm, curiosity, and finding a kernel of truth in what's being said.
Kernel of truth. That phrase sticks with me. Even when words are exaggerated or unfair, there's often a real issue underneath: missed deadline, poor communication, cost surprise. The technique isn't about admitting defeat. It's a deliberate way to de-escalate and rebuild trust. It's strategic.
Let's walk through Paul's steps. First, listen carefully and find the truth. That means actually, shut up and listen. Don't mentally prepare your rebuttal while they rant. Hear the facts and listen for the underlying concern, even if they call you, completely useless in the heat of the moment. Yep, that happens.
Picture a rainy Monday, trim delayed, homeowner upset. Your first thought, hey, I'm juggling 10 things here. But Paul says to look for what's driving the anger. Was it unclear expectations? A missed call? If you identify that, you can address the real issue rather than the flare-up.
Step 2, acknowledge their feelings. Use simple, sincere language. I hear you. You're upset. Or, I understand how frustrating that must be. That's not an admission of guilt. It's validation. And validation is huge because it calms the emotional temperature.
People often mistake validation for weakness, but it's the opposite. Acknowledging feelings shows emotional maturity. It's like making deposits in the relationship bank account, small acts that buy you goodwill later. Over time, those deposits let you recover from mistakes faster.
Step 3, take responsibility where appropriate, not to over-explain or grovel, but to own what's true. You're right, we could have communicated that better, or I apologize for missing that detail. That move disarms because it shifts the conversation from blame to problem solving.
And step 4, invite them to share more. Ask, tell me more so I can understand. Or help me know what matters most to you. That demonstrates you want to work together on a solution, not just defend yourself.
Paul gives a practical line, one you can actually use on site. If a homeowner snaps, you're completely useless. Instead of snapping back, try, I understand you're upset and I want to help. Maybe I haven't communicated things as clearly as I should have. Can you tell me more about what's bothering you so I can better understand? That does 3 things. It acknowledges emotion, stops escalation, and invites constructive dialogue.
That phrasing shows humility without surrendering competence. It's specific but not defensive. People expect pushback. When you don't give it, the dynamic changes quickly.
There's a larger point Paul makes. Disarming isn't only for isolated incidents. When you consistently respond this way, you build a reputation. Subs, suppliers, and clients start to see you as someone who handles conflict with patience and solutions, not finger-pointing. That consistency builds resilience across projects.
Practically speaking, you've got to practice this. At first, it'll feel awkward. You'll bristle. You'll want to correct them. But with repetition, you get better. Take a breath, find the truth, validate, own what you should, and ask questions.
Another nuance, you don't have to agree with everything or let people walk all over you. Disarming isn't capitulation. It's a tactical de-escalation. You calm the moment, then shift to accountability and next steps. Preserve the relationship while protecting standards.
And timing matters. If someone's mid-rant, your goal is to calm the surge. Details and follow-up can happen later when everyone's cooler, but if you can defuse the immediate emotion now, the later logistics conversation becomes way more productive.
Paul also stresses modeling this behavior. When leaders respond calmly, teams learn how to act. Your response sets the tone for how your crew, your subs, and even your clients communicate under stress.
Let's add a few on-the-ground examples so people can picture it. Say a subcontractor shows up late repeatedly and then snaps at your site supervisor. You could escalate and threaten them. Or you could say, "I hear your frustration. This delay's been costly. Help me understand what's causing the holdup so we can fix it." That moves from punitive to collaborative, and you'll likely get to the root faster.
Or a supplier sends the wrong materials, and a foreman blows up in front of the homeowner. Again, validation. I get how upsetting this is, especially with schedule pressure. I apologize. Let's figure how to minimize time lost. Then, follow with clear action. Who's responsible for reordering, timeline, and any cost mitigation? Disarm, then act.
Small rituals help too. Pausing for 2 seconds before answering, using the person's name, repeating back their main concern in your own words. These tiny things show you're listening and slow the moment down.
There's also a psychological thing Paul highlights. When someone's venting, they often want to be heard more than they want an immediate fix. So listening and acknowledging can satisfy the emotional need, and then you can collaboratively address the problem.
Right, and that leads to long-term benefits. People become allies rather than adversaries. When they feel heard, they're more willing to work with you on solutions. Your credibility goes up, even after mistakes.
Quick caution, disarming doesn't mean you let unsafe or abusive behavior continue. If someone is verbally abusive beyond normal venting, you still validate feelings but set boundaries. I understand you're upset, but I can't continue this conversation while you're yelling. Let's pause and come back in 15 minutes. You protect your team while modeling calm.
Good point. Boundaries and empathy can coexist. And when you consistently show up calm and solution-focused, you also teach people how to approach you, which reduces future attacks.
So, to recap, listen for truth, acknowledge feelings, take responsibility where applicable, invite dialogue, and set boundaries if needed. Those moves turn attacks into opportunities for connection and growth.
And remember, this takes practice. Be patient with yourself. You'll mess up sometimes. We all do. But each de-escalation is a deposit into the relationship bank.
Before we close, Sabrina, the reminder?
Remember, you can purchase your copy of the groundbreaking book, Building Better Relationships, a guide to enhancing the customer experience for home builders, remodelers, and construction managers by author Paul Schwinghammer on Amazon and Barnes & Noble in multiple formats.
Thanks. That's an excellent resource if you want more examples and scripts you can use on site. Next episode, we'll cover getting credit for a mistake, how to surface issues transparently and still keep the client's trust. That one's a real game changer.
If you liked this episode, share it with someone who handles tough conversations on site. Spread the word. Let's help the industry build better relationships.
All right, I'm Alex.
I'm Sabrina. Thanks for listening to episode 12 of Building Better Relationships in Construction. Catch you next time.